Kailangan
Mm.
natin tingnan dito, kaya yung mga parents natin na nakakausap natin, ang tinatanong namin, gaano ka-heavy ang anak mo sa games? Kasi doon mo makikita yung red
Ilang
flag.
oras yung ginugugol sa paglalaro?
Yes, ilang oras ba? Pag hindi mo pinaglaro ng games, ano ang reaction? Nagagalit. Another red
Nagwawala na.
flag yan.
Mm.
Kapag yung anak mo nandun na lang sa kwarto, another red flag yan. Di ba? Kasi change of behavior tapos nagre-rage quit, mga ganon. These are the awareness and educational necessity that we need to provide to the parents. Kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin na i-block natin lahat ng games kasi may mga legitimate businesses din dyan. I-block natin
Yun
yung
nga,
mga chat
oo.
platforms, no? May gumagamit yan. So, the best level dito ay yung level ng family and school. Family and
Yeah.
school. Hindi natin alam, Christian, ngayon kung ilan doon sa millions of young adults and young individuals ang nag-groomed na. At hindi rin natin alam kung ilang percentage doon ang nasa grooming stage pa. Diba?
Teka,
Hindi
paano
natin,
malalaman yun? Paano natin malalaman yun? Is there a way?
I cannot think of a way, but we can look for patterns. That's all we can do. We can look for patterns, no? And we need the help of the parents. Kasi the patterns now are very clear. Ano ang pattern? Gamer. Wala pang abroad and local, wala pang nag-execute ng NVE na hindi nagaling sa game. So na-establish na natin 'yan na the identification of the victim ay nag-uumpisa sa games. Kasi doon lang naman nangyayari, yung grooming requires time, days, and even weeks. Doon lang sa game platform nagtatagal ang bata eh. Hindi nagtatagal ang bata sa ibang platforms. No? Magtatagal siguro siya sa Netflix but there's no communication there. Magtatagal siya sa manood ng but there's no communication there. So, nandito lang tayo, na-identify na natin yung area where we can do something. No? So, platform, both chat platforms, online gaming platforms, and then family, and then school, teachers. If we can focus dyan, kasi yung physical security, ang Ateneo de Zamboanga has one of the strictest daw na physical security, pero may lapses pa din, di ba? So yun ang natin, we hit the target. Yung presentation ni Ashley, number 1, intelligence. You need to know, di ba? Pero wala tayong kakayahan ngayon. I don't think may kakayahan ang government ngayon. So dahil wala tayong kakayahan to know the universe, hindi makagalaw ang mga pulis o law enforcement. Di ba? And then DSWD, so parang broadcast ang approach natin na it will definitely result to a new incident. Merong sa Cebu kanina, Ateneo de Cebu, prank daw 'yon, no? Na may shooting prank. Anong gagawin ng law enforcement doon? So, ako, gusto kong makita yung mga gadgets ng mga bata na 'yon na nagpa-prank. Kasi wala namang bata nagpa-prank ng ganun eh. So there must be something, and we need data kasi, Christian eh. We need data, loads of data so that we can do analytics. Ano bang gagawin natin at saan ba tayo mag-uumpisa para mayroon tayong impact? Kasi yung batas na gagawin, matagal pa yun.
Yeah.
Yung budget na hinihingi nila CICC for Intelligence Fund, matagal pa din yun. In the meantime, we don't know kung kailan yung next incident at kung saan. So if every school, through the help of the parents and the teachers, can identify, how many gamers do we have in our school? How many of these gamers are heavy gamers? How many of these heavy gamers are unsupervised? Kasi na-establish natin yan, yung mga nabiktima ng grooming, unsupervised itong mga to when using gadgets. Yan, mayroon tayong mga data na pwede natin. And then the school can can act based on data, can respond based on data.
Ano dun sa mga proposed measures ninyo, yung ginagawa na o dapat ginagawa na ng gobyerno? Kasi nga, as mentioned by Angel, we don't know when the next shooting would
Yeah.
happen and where.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Ashley. And
So
then,
before
we'll ask
before
word
I
kay
answer that,
Ashley.
before I
Go ahead.
answer that question, doon muna tayo sa dagdag no. Kasi I
Mm.
was talking earlier about doing a triage, 'di ba? How do you check these behaviors as indicators para ma-prevent mo na bago pa sila magkaroon ng opportunity to shoot people in their school. So, maganda yung punto ni Angel kanina about the gamer to violence connection. And as part of that connection, may mga may mga matatriage pa tayo na indicators. Ano to? Meron tayong tinatawag na na attacker fixation. Ano to? Nakita nyo, 'di ba, yung shooter sa Zamboanga, inano niya, ni live stream niya. That was precisely intended as part of the ecosystem ng grooming. Kasi may tina-target din silang iba to do the same thing. So this is glorification. So yung mga nagko-conduct nitong mass shooting na ito, they are fixated on previous attacks. Kasi gino-glorify nga itong behavior na ito. They are consuming that content na expose na sila sa mga ganitong nangyari na before. And it's attention seeking, it's ego boosting, and it
Tsaka
will make you a legend or hero pa.
Tsaka meron pa bang yung parang effort to outdo the previous
Yes.
action?
Yes.
Yung pagalingan, in
So,
short?
padamihan pa ng mapapatay. And then another one is tinatawag nating leakage behavior. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Bago pa sila mag-conduct ng atrocity attack nila, lumalabas na yung mga, alam mo yon, outward signs. Nagsusuot na ng mga merchandise or apparel that hark to these communities. May mga yun sila. Usually it's dark, gothic, satanistic, 'di ba? Yung mga music na pinapakinggan, biglang nagsusuot na ng mga nagbuboots na, mga leather. These are, they may sound like or look like stereotypes, but they are actually stereotypes for a reason. And in fact, one of the reports that I came across, yung mga na-recover na items ng PNP, CIDG, eksakto, mga ganun nga. So, bawal yan sa school, right? But these are exhibited in out-of-school behavior. So, pag wala na sila sa school, if they're hanging out with their friends, biglang ganun na sila magdamit, hindi naman sila ganun dati. And yung mga notebooks nila, mga stickers nila, yung mga accessories nila, may mga ganun na. So these are all indicators, Christian, and kaya nga importante yung pagtitrain not just sa parents but also sa sa mga school staff, which brings me to your question, Christian. I agree with Angel, no? In terms of efforts at scale, we don't see that yet. And I think the closest I could cite to you as an example na dapat gayahin natin, although this is for cybersecurity, meron kasi sa UK na tinatawag na CyberSafe UK. And this is a massive nationwide effort to educate both adults and children on online safe use of the internet. Now, we only need to tweak that. We only need to pivot that to this particular problem kasi this is the emerging and pressing problem as of now. And when we say at scale, then we have to have all hands on deck. Hindi lang DICT, CICC, but also DSWD, DepEd. And alam mo, Christian, one of the, to me, since meron ng mga directive yung DepEd dito, one of the two most effective ways we can do this is to tweak the anti-bullying directives to incorporate the Child Protection Committee and bring them into this fight against online grooming and radicalization. And pangalawa, bring in the PTA kasi yung PTA yung formal mechanism for the school to bring in the parents. Kasi hindi lang makakapag-dialogue, pwede ring maturuan yung parents if there's no way for them to to read these materials, to study these materials at home, then bring them to the school, PTA meetings, discuss itong problema na ito and how this can be prevented. Kasi sabi nga ni Angel kanina, private schools can afford to implement stricter security measures. But what about public schools? We don't have enough money to hire more security guards, to put in place mga metal detectors and all of those barriers. Paano naman yun? So, we have to do something at scale. So, one of this, of course, is a massive education and awareness campaign.
So there are a lot of proposals to address this issue, but all of them will take time and will need a lot of money. But there is a very important layer that will provide an immediate impact in cutting the ongoing, if there are ongoing radicalization, and cutting the communication between the radicalized already and the threat actor, no? And that is on the level of the family and the school. However, the school through the PTA cannot do the same traditional things that they do when there is a crisis or incident, wherein they call the police, they call the barangay, they call the LGU, because they do not understand this problem. They need to ask for help. They need to understand this problem from the root to the end of the value chain. So if they're just talking with each other in traditional sense, in traditional terms, then all they can come up is let's implement the improve the physical security. Let's put guards here. Let's put guards there. Let's put detectors here. We have to face it. No, the schools is not an airport. The school is not a prison that can implement super strict kind of security. So ask for help, understand the problem, because the parents can immediately implement once they understand the dangers. The our kids are in danger of becoming the shooter and becoming the victim of the shooter. And we're not just talking about shooting. We are also talking about suicide. They are asked to commit suicide. We already had incidents of suicide in the last few weeks and few months. We need to investigate that if it's connected to nihilistic violent extremism, so that we can get more data. So let's talk to our children. If there is red flag, then we can do something about it. That will provide an immediate impact, and then it will save our child. At the same time, it will also save the children of the other parents.